championship ring, there are two words that I love, and it's faith and family.
Yeah.
And bus number one is the reason why those two things are so important and are in front of basketball, by the way. I mean, it's just a neat thing, John, when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the messages ring true, and that's why I love the leadership, again, that Pat Riley and Mickey Arison have in this franchise. They keep it real. They get down to the core values. Look at some of our broadcast partners over here. Jax, we got Pineda banging on pots and pans. We got Inglis over there. There's the Crotty girls.
Well, the perfect example of what you were talking about, John, as they rolled by here, Coach Riley was giving us the fist pump, giving us some love. It is about family.
It is unique. It really is. Because this is a small family business. 275, 280 full-time employees. Business is worth a lot, by the way. Thanks to the Sacramento Spurs moving the line on exactly how much a franchise is worth.
Kings.
Essentially, thank you very much, Sacramento Kings. A lot of Spurs out of my mouth these days. Thank you, George. But it is absolutely fantastic to note that that's exactly what this is. There are amazing difficulties that come from having to do this every single night, every single year at a high level. But there are amazing highs, man, when you get to say you're the last one standing.
You are not kidding, Jax. I mean, that's the thing about this business. It's such incredible highs and incredible lows, and you're doing it in front of so many people. Look at my broadcast partner right there.
Giving you the three spot, baby.
He can move with the best of them, can he?
Oh, get down, Inglis. On a beautiful biscuit boulevard.
Let me tell you something. There's only one Mike Inglis in professional broadcasting.
Oh,
no
come on, baby.
George, you know.
I know.
You know.
And there he is. Let's spend a moment, shall we?
At least.
On Coach Spoelstra. The thing that gets missed in all of this, and the beautiful thing is there's a different conversation about Spo now. There is not a team more prepared, and that comes from where he begins. Of course, first working in the video room, so preparation is never a question. But where this man has elevated himself is in two places for me. Number one, he's not afraid to coach. It doesn't matter if you're the best player or if you're a guy in here trying to make the team through the summer league, you will be coached by Eric Spoelstra. Details, things you're not always thinking about. He's not afraid to roll out the film and tell you you're doing something wrong. That's not always the case. But let me tell you something where I look at a coach to see if there's something. Because here's what the players want from him. Not the plays you were working on all night and all day and all preseason and all practice. Can you get me a good look side out of bounds when it's nip and tucks out? He has become one of the best. I will say this out loud. I have no problem saying it. Doc Rivers is the best. This cat is right on his heels, hollering and nibbling. Now, you may walk down the hall and say, hey, Coach Riley, you got a couple in your back pocket, because I need a couple.
Not a bad resource.
But he's not, hey, he's not ashamed to do it, but he is percentage of getting a good look. I don't care about the baskets. Good looks for your players. That gets you the trust. That gets you the accolades from the people you respect, other basketball people. And he's there right now with two of these already on his watch, three of them on his fingers.
Well, Jax, I'll take it a step further in regards to what you were talking about. This particular season, he was the best points per possession on plays out of bounds. Drawing up plays for points per possession. Eric Spoelstra was the #1 coach in the league at it. Number 2, the man he faced in the NBA Finals, Greg Popovich.
Yeah, very interesting. I got two stories about Spo that always ring true to me. When I played for the Heat 96-97, Spo was the video coordinator. Used to meet us at the plane when we landed at 3 or 4 in the morning. Take the tape from Pat Riley as he walked off. Have to go back to the arena and start editing at that point.
Before the digital days.
No, way before the digital days. And had to edit that tape before Coach Riley got in at 9. So he would basically be working all night long. And he did that throughout the course of the season for 3 years. And then the other thing I remember, which I think is classic, is he's a young guy, video coordinator. They give him the opportunity to come out and work with the players from time to time. And one of the first times he came out, to your point, Jax, about not afraid to coach, very scrappy, kind of yelling at some veteran players about getting here and getting there, and they're looking over at me like, who is this dude? It's Spo, never shy. confident, looks you in the eye, gives you direction, and expects to be followed. And you see that today. And he's got, obviously, now the championships to back it up.
Well, we saw it, Jax, before he was even named the coach. Remember, he coached a couple of summer leagues for this team, and we started to see how he was dealing with the young guys. And you could see it right away. You could see that he had all the characteristics you would want in a head coach.
It is fun to have grown with him in this organization. When I arrived, he was just getting into his role as an assistant on Stan's bench. And that's where, John, you were talking about it earlier. He solidified a lifetime relationship with one of the greatest players in this franchise's history, in Dwayne Wade. And that relationship changes, by the way. When you move from assistant coach to head coach, that's a whole nother thing.
It is.
You don't love your whole head coach every day because they're on you.
They're on you.
They might be inside you.
And
they're so on you.
And they're making tough decisions that, you know, impact you and your ability to play or not play, get the shot or not get the shot. And it has to be, you know, you're not the assistant coach that can lament with the guy afterward. No, exactly. You got to be the tough guy. And you're right, that relationship still is strong despite, you know, having to deal with some of those issues throughout the last few years.
The last funny story about Spo was when I asked him after the first year or two, what's different when you were on the other side, when you were down the bench? And he said, well, I used to be able to grab a bunch of hot dogs before the game and just pound them before. Now, I was so, you know, ready and ramped up and so many things on my mind. I didn't even have time to grab the pregame hot dog.
Very important.
Hey, you got to have some sustenance. Speaking of which, on a beautiful day here in Miami, if you have a little picnic, you want to feed the body and the soul, you head on over to Bayfront Park, 32 acres of public urban sprawl in downtown Miami. Kristen Hewitt is there now. Okay, Hewitt, what do you have?
Thanks so much. The parade just passed by here. These fans were sprayed with confetti. They were sprayed with water guns, and they saw all their favorite Heat players. Tell me your name.
My name's Brennan Sims.
Was this the first parade you went to?
No, it's not really. I went to parade last year.
So what was your favorite part?
When I got to see Birdman.
You saw Birdman. Can you do it for me? Show me your Birdmans. Yeah, that's what I like to see. All right, tell me your name. Erica. All right, you guys, what was your favorite part of the parade coming back?
Birdman and LeBron. Birdman was looking good.
Yeah, Chris Anderson definitely got a lot of cheers. My favorite was when Udonis Haslam's float squirted us with water guns, because it is hot out here, isn't it?
Yes!
Was it worth the wait?
Yes!
All right, I got to show you one more fan here. This lady, she's been out here. She's wrapped in her Heat jersey. She's got her hat. She's got her cowbell. Tell me your name.
Nina.
So, was it worth coming down here to see what you just saw?
Always is. I've been to all 3 parades, and I love my Heat.
All right, guys. Well, as you can see, the fans are not leaving. They're still celebrating down here. Back to the video.
And Kristen, rightfully so. All the big double-deckers are rolling down Biscayne Boulevard right in front of the arena now. We have, I believe, bus number 3.
Chris Bosh.
The Bosch bus getting it done. Also on there, Joel Anthony. Bernardo's there as well. Danger Flow's in the house.
That's your crew, Jax.
There's a guy that looks like James Harden down there, too.
James Harden was not invited to this parade. Ladies and gentlemen, your star of Game 7. Who is your daddy? It's Matty. How about the fact that this guy was not called upon in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals? But boy, John, did he show up in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
I'll tell you, never hesitated, had the open shots and took it, very similar to what Mike Miller did the year before. And they needed him because they were so collapsing and clogging the painted area. It was so hard for LeBron and Dwayne to get into that paint, and Shane started making some shots, and it really freed things up.
To steal a line from Jax, he was 3-licious.
Yeah. Just open up and say, you can taste it.
That is trademarked and copyrighted.
It's amazing. We saw the images of Mike Miller there, who did it in Game 5 with one more 3 than Shane had. But, man, that's why these guys are here You talk about the way this team was built, John. That's exactly what Pat Riley envisioned.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, again, this group has just been so resilient. They came back from so many different tough losses together, and we saw that all playoffs long. In fact, it almost was a little scary there at the end. Win-loss, win-loss. But they win in the end when it matters.
Rolling by us now. Right here in front of the Biscayne Boulevard 601 address. Flat after flat, bus after bus. And here comes the bird. Yeah, look at it. Get out of the bird cage and let him have it, Bird. There he is. Give it to him. Give it to him. I want it. Give it to him. Yeah. Good times going on out there on Biscayne Boulevard, to say the least. He and his fiancée Tina there. What a great group.
Goodness, look at that group of guys looking over at the bus right now. There's like 20 people on top of that.
Hanging from the street sign.
Scaffolding.
Exactly. Please hold up. That's all we ask.
Yes.
As Battier, Miller, and Anderson are all in the same bus. I love engineering, and I'm glad I wasn't smart enough to be a part of it. Because that thing, boy, oh boy, don't want to have to trust that. But here, oh, look at the Fan Express. Our fans at Sunsports, friends at Sunsports and Fox Sports Florida, good enough to put together this wonderful group opportunity. You and your friends obviously can get together. I believe 50 folks can get on that thing, if not a little bit more. And roll out, check out heat.com, foxsportsflorida.com for more information on how you and your friends can get together. The Heat Fan Express starting next season.
Oh, my goodness. Here it comes, Jackson.
The Colvan cannot believe
I can smell the fumes.
what I'm seeing. Come on, baby. You know what? If it didn't have all those other nicknames, I would simply call it the Cold Train. But that thing is something else, man. It is an absolute disaster. But it's our disaster.
It is our disaster.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you that.
Who's
that
in
driver,
there driving that thing?
That driver
His dad was.
should be
By the
driving.
way, you better get your head out that side
I was
window.
going to say, he should be very well respected at the end of this journey.
Exactly. Good times on that bus.